Good afternoon. It's Tuesday. It's 50-something. The sun is out. There's no breeze, and so it's pretty pleasant. I've been scribbling all day, and entirely isolated, me and my hot word processor, writing pleadings. And but I have been able to follow what's going on. And one of the most significant things in the political sphere is kind of the duel that's begun with the announcement of Biden that he's running for president and that he's going to finish the job. And I start with a very slim need for a Democratic president. He or she has to be a person who can beat Trump. Now, Biden was president because he beat Trump. He was president when in the midterms we managed to push back against the mad crowd of maggots and unworthy wannabe public officials. And now he seems to have a stronger and better message than any of the Republicans. And he manages to keep them at arm's length in the sense that they have trouble digging into him and making an issue, whether it be out of age or anything else. Now, I have my differences with Biden on issues, as I would with anyone, I'm sure. But on balance, there is no person that has his name recognition. No other person is the incumbent. To find him boring, as some have said, or not to be doing everything we want him to do, is not a reason to risk testing any other potential national leader in the Democratic Sea to take their chances on winning a primary against Biden and then being able to mount a fight against Trump. In fact, if you think about it, Biden is about the only person that has been able to stand toe-to-toe to Trump. And we have all these pygmies in a political sense who seek to unmount Trump in the Republican primaries, and day by day it seems unlikely that they'll do that. Now, what may unearth him, make him weak, are the cases that are pending. We have literally the rape trial, denying that this woman is telling the truth about the rape. That started today. I believe they've chosen a jury now. I don't know if they've had openings. We have the DA case against him in Manhattan with Bragg. Today we have the Georgia prosecutor saying that the prosecution's coming and she's concerned about safety and things like that. Remember, in January, her indictment was going to be imminent. I don't think these things happen to anyone, including Trump, without affecting how we feel about Trump as a candidate for anything. And we still don't have before us the federal prosecution. And day by day, I see Garland thinking in his mind that, I won't have to do it anyhow because I'll say it's so close to the election or one of their debates or something like that. Well, that's not his business to do that. He finds a crime, and when he finds the crime, he should go forward. Remember Comey. Comey announces an investigation of Hillary Clinton just days after Trump embarrasses himself with an old tape, Access Hollywood, which he say he can grab at women, and there's nothing wrong with that, and they'll let him do that. Perhaps that'll be his defense in the rape trial that he has. But the other thing that's interesting about Biden's announcement today is that the Republicans put up on air an ad that was created by AI, artificial intelligence. And this is a misnomer, like there's some magical thing going on. What it is it's a program that can introduce surprising things, but is mostly conducted within a narrow arena of technological possibility. So, for example, it could slow down your voice and make you sound different. It could speed up your actions. It could make you look frenetic. It could sag your face. You know, if you've seen TikTok, you've seen some of the things that one can do to have fun with it. But these people are using it as a political tool. And they had their first outing today, releasing this ad created with artificial intelligence. And the thing about it is, isn't this why we won the midterms? In the sense that we stopped the advance of the Republicans? I believe so. So is this really the thing they want the public to know? That they can so manipulate images and sounds that you can't any longer even rely on your senses to know what's true. So you see Biden saying something, and you see his face distorted, and you see his movements. Is that Biden? Well, here's a rule of thumb. If you can see who sponsored the ad, you know it was messed with. You know the sound was messed with. You know the visuals were messed with. And that, in and of itself, is a reason not to vote for those people who would sponsor such an ad. So this is not so complicated. People are afraid, artificial intelligence. Use your head. People have been distorting other people's words, expressions, beliefs since anyone could write anything on any medium, whether it be stone, papyrus, paper, by electronic means or otherwise. It hasn't changed, ever. It's always been this way. So it's not like we have to figure out how to deal with it. We can all deal with it. So that's kind of the conjunction of bad fortune for the Republicans and a way forward for the Democrats. And stop belly aching. I mean, politics is not supposed to be entertainment tonight. In fact, we could do with a little less of that, or a lot less of it. And I think we'll have a lot less of it when Biden's reelected. I think we'd have a lot less of it if Trump were indicted by the federal government tomorrow. You know, just as we said, it looks like the Justice Department is using blackjack to spin wheels, not do anything, not file anything, not go forward. Tick-tock, let the clock go, because then what? Oh, we can't go forward. We would be interfering in an election. No, this man interfered in an election after he lost it. And now you're going to tell us that we should be concerned about interfering in his election when Article 14, Section 3 of the Constitution says that you can be barred from running for office if you have supported insurrection. So much for that. Trump advisor Bolton, always a hawk, and this may be a taste of the kind of Republican advice he'd get, not from Bolton after Bolton making distance between himself and Trump, but Bolton wants to redeploy tactical nuclear weapons in South Korea. Who are these people? This is Dr. Strangelove made real years later. I don't know if you remember the movie. I know some of you saw it, and others you should see it, even if it's like a cult movie today, because it's basically about us by inches making stupid decisions and humanity doing crazy things, and we get ourselves into a nuclear war. And we got the people that could do it, because we see these people are like children. We elect these people. You wouldn't trust them to park your car. Even the one that you could barely afford when you were a kid. So I got a motorcycle, by the way. It's a 160cc motorcycle for $160, $1 a cc. And it was chain driven, and every once in a while the chain would drop off the bike when I was riding in traffic, and I'd go from 50 miles an hour to a coasting 20 to a dead stop. And I'd get out my wrenches and correct it, stretch out the chain. I thought I died and gone to heaven when I got a BMW that was shaft driven, no chain. So I wouldn't let anybody drive that 160cc Ducati. Not then nor now if I still had it. So think of it that way. We have a lot of elected politicians doing nothing, wanting us to credit them as they do nothing, and not fighting the fight that needs to be fought. But we the people are there. We're talking about it. We're messing around. We're supporting. There are vectors in our favor. We just keep reinforcing those. And we'll get this country back to the republic it once was before these hyenas came into the public spot and stole fair discussion and stole the liberty and honor that was America, and that from time to time has to be recaptured, because there are always people out there ready to tear down this nation for personal power, self-aggrandizement, and just because in some cases they're cruel. So that's what I got to say in my cathedral of trees. So I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.